Hi, in this video we are going to talk about ratios, and it is very important for us to recap the knowledge that we have looked at in class today and make sure that you utilize that knowledge to build further on your understanding of ratios. So, how do we deal with ratios? First of all, we are going to learn what a ratio is. We're going to define a ratio. We're going to learn how to solve ratios, practice solving ratio word problems, and then we shall identify a real-life application of ratios. Ratios are used in a lot of scenarios, like cooking. We use ratios in accounting. We use ratios in population studies. We use ratios in a lot of aspects. And it is very important for statisticians, architects, engineers, doctors. So ratios are very important. Chefs, ratios are very important for a lot of individuals and professionals that run the world. Governments use ratios a lot. What is the ratio of people living in unsupported, the ratio of people living in unsupported? So let us try and dive into this whole concept of ratios. Now, a ratio tells us how much of one thing there is compared to another. So they will say how many bags of sugar, or how many sugar spoons or teaspoons of sugar that are in a given cup compared to another cup. You know, doctors, when they are maybe prescribing how to deal with diabetic patients, you know, if you get what I'm saying. So, for example, for every 2 red calculators, we have 3 yellow calculators. Here goes an example. They'll tell you that for every 2 red calculators, we have 3 yellow calculators. And these are ratios, 2 to 3. And we shall be using that language of 2 to that, 3 to this. And ratios are represented by 2 dots, you know, in between 2 numbers. So part to part, so we are going to compare the number of one part to another part of a whole. So ratios are more like fractions and percentages per se. So we're also going to compare a selected number of parts, the total number of parts in the whole, and then whole to part. We're going to compare the total number of all parts in a whole to a selected number of parts. So these are given types of ratios, okay? Now, ways to show ratios. So the same ratio can be written in 3 different ways. For example, 1, 4 to 6. You can also write it like 4 to 6. You can also write it like 4 out of 6. These are ways of writing ratios, okay? Let's go deeper. Now, we're going to identify how many of each item is shown, and we shall also write your ratio after identifying how many items are shown for a given item. So simplify if possible. We shall also learn how to simplify ratios. In my previous videos, we simplified ratios, and I understand I want to give some continuity to this by diving deeper into simplifying the ratios and understanding them to make it easy for you to deal with them as a whole topic. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to identify how many of each item is shown. So how many crayons do you see of these colors right here? So we shall count together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 12 crayons that are blue, and then this time we have 4 red crayons. I think this is red or pink or whatever. So these are 12 and these are 4, and this is how we write a ratio, 12 to 4. And this ratio is simplifiable. It says simplify if possible. Write the ratio of blue crayons to red crayons in its simplest form. So we shall simplify 12 to 4 by using the knowledge of factors. Which number can divide both 12 and 4 at the same time without leaving remainders? The biggest number that can divide 12 and 4 at the same time without leaving remainders, and that number will be 4. Okay, that number will be 4. Alternatively, you can just keep on dividing until you cannot divide any further. So this is what we did here, and The simplest version of 12 to 4 is 3 to 1 because 12 divided by 4 is 3 and then 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, let's continue. And now, real life application, like I told you, we use ratios in paint mixing to make a lavender color paint, mix one violet part and then to another 3 parts of white. So artists use ratios a lot. Cooking. My mom is famous with cooking and she likes to use portions and proportions and ratios when she is cooking very nice meals at home. So scale drawings, we use ratios in drawing, especially architects. They use this a lot. Engineers, they use ratios a lot because ratios are important with scales. And we're going to use them a lot, especially with distance time graphs, with travel graphs, of course, with frequency graphs and the like. These use ratios a lot. Okay, so can you think of another example of how you might use ratios in your life? You tell me, drop those comment sections and drop in the comment section and tell me how you can use ratios in real life situations. Thank you for watching and God bless you. Peace out. If you have not understood the topic of ratios, please do your revision and make sure that you understand this topic furthermore. Thank you. Peace out. And Tori, do your revision, okay? Thank you.